What makes you think you won't get those urges again? If you do, how would you deal with them?
I would apply the tools to my situation.
What tools?
Tools are the words that will help me, enable me to use the tools. The tools is, how could I put this? The tools is what I've learned.
Good morning, Mr. Wilson. You're 63?
64.
And you've been in jail how long?
Since 97.
Almost 24 years of a 50-year sentence, and you're classified as a second offender. You're here today for an attempted aggravated rape. How did you know the victim?
I used to work for the victim.
Tell me what happened.
I was on some drugs and alcohol, and I went to the house to get some money. I sexually assaulted her.
As I mentioned, you're a second offender. Your first offense was 1979. That was also involved a rape.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken sex offender treatment?
No, I have.
When did you complete it?
I've been to complete the class. I'm in one right now. Thank you for making a change for good.
No, I said, when did you complete sex offender treatment?
2004, somewhere in there.
You finished all 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I see your priors also include, DWI in 1991, and you mentioned you had alcohol and drug issues.
Yes, ma'am.
What was your drug of choice?
Alcohol.
No marijuana?
Cocaine, something like that.
What do you mean something like that? Tell me.
Cocaine, marijuana.
How often did you, drink or do the drugs?
6 days a week.
Since you've been in jail almost 25 years, what have you done to address your addiction?
Well, I took a lot of self-help program classes. It shows me about me, about the problems I have.
Tell me about those classes.
Cajun raging.
That's an anger management.
And the other was making a change for good.
Which classes were specifically geared to substance abuse?
Cajun raging.
That's an anger management class.
The anger management, you said substance abuse class.
Any
Right.
AA or NA or any of that?
Oh yeah, I got it now. NA, AA. I spend the ongoing treatment. NA.
That's what I was getting at. I understand. So are you enrolled in anything now?
Yes, ma'am. Making a change for good. And I just finished AVAL, victim awareness.
Mr. Wilson.
It's about victim awareness.
Okay. Victim awareness. Did you learn about the impact you have had on your victim, what you've had so far in the victim awareness?
Learned that abusive behavior. I've learned about how to not to hurt anyone, not to take control over anyone, thoughts of action.
For the attempted aggravated rape, how do you think that affected your victim?
Emotionally, that affect them emotionally and physically. That affect them probably worse, bad.
If you could speak to your victim, what would you say?
I would really apologize to her, tell her how very sorry I really am for causing her the pain and stress in her life.
I'm sure that she's still impacted by your actions. Do you believe that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have a good conduct record. You only have 6 write-ups, and 2 of those are low court write-ups. And your last one was in 2015. So you've got a really good conduct record. I see that you work in the kitchen.
Yes, ma'am. Since 2009.
Long time. What do? You're a cook or a baker or what?
Pot cook.
Okay, good. Are you a deacon in the faith-based community?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you get involved in the faith-based programming?
I was involved in the faith-based program in Angola.
What would be your residence plan, Mr. Wilson, if you were successful?
Resident plan is I have a friend named Innocent Palmer. He would give me a job. And my resident plan would be with Tommy Smith. He would give me a place to stay in Slidell.
You have any family?
Well, I have a daughter. She just recently started emailing me.
Well, good. Y'all are starting to build a relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
That's good to hear. I see in the packet I have the Veterans Housing Ministries as a possible residence plan for you. Are you a veteran?
No, ma'am. Church came out and affiliated with the church here. So that's how I got to meet them.
Okay. Why do you think we ought to consider you for early release?
I can't bring back what I've done, but I'm going forward in my life, and I'm trying to do the right thing, and I'm trying to be a better person. I won't have to be able to hurt anyone, neglect nobody. It's been a rough road. The pain I had was inside of me, caused me to hurt other people. So now that I've come to know these classes show me in what direction to go and how to handle my situation and choosing the right thing to do and making the right choices in my life.
Thank you for talking to me. I'd like to ask Warden Day for his input.
Yes, ma'am. With talking with Lionel and looking through his record, he does only have a few write-ups since he's been incarcerated. A good thing for him, none of them were sexual in nature. He did complete the sex offender 4 phases and also AA and NA. He works here. He does have some affiliation with the ministry here. I think that he has a hard time articulating really what he means sometimes with what he's saying. I do have a little bit of a concern with this residence plan, and I wish it were a little bit more solid. But other than that, he is a good offender here at RCC.
Thank you.
Mr. Wilton, I want to ask you a couple of things. You were the landscaping person for Miss Holloway?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's how you knew her. You did work around her house.
Yes, ma'am.
I have to say, it's really concerning to me that you have 2 convictions for rape. You had one in 1979. You served your time, you got out, and you went back and you did the same thing, or you attempted to do the same thing. How can I be comfortable knowing that you won't do this again?
Because of my experience now in the ministry and the love I have for other people now, I will not let anything like that cause me to hurt anybody.
Well, what happens if you get those urges? When you take substance abuse treatment programs, they teach you what to do when you get those urges. What makes you think you won't get those urges again? If you do, how would you deal with them?
I would apply the tools to my situation.
What tools? Tell me what those tools are.
The tools are the words that will help me, enable me to use the tools. The tools is how could I put this? The tools is what I've learned.
Okay, but what have you learned? That's what I'm trying to get. If that urge came up to have sex with somebody that didn't want to have sex with you, what have you learned that would prevent you from giving in to that thought?
The method of the lesson, the method of the lesson.
I know, but what is that method? I know you have trouble expressing yourself, Mr. Wilson. I understand that. But what method did they teach you in sex offender treatment to deal with maybe those urges that might come up in the future?
To apply the behavior.
What behavior?
The sexual behavior. To apply the principle to the sexual behavior that you want to be able to crave for sexual behavior.
Well, you're not telling me okay, let's say you get out there and you see some woman and you find that you have this urge that's in you because you've done it twice, so it's got to be in you, and you get this urge that you think you want to have sex with this woman. What are you going to do?
What I want to do.
What methods will you use to prevent yourself from doing what you've done before? What have you learned in your classes that will help you with that?
The steps, the process, the steps that are.
Okay, so what are those steps? What are those processes? I know you're frustrated. Just think about it.
Well, Mr. Wilson, I see you're struggling, and I don't want to have you keep struggling, but those were the questions, and that's still my concern, that you don't have the tools, or you don't understand the tools well enough to even tell me what you would do if that urge came up. But thank you for talking with me, okay?
Mr. Wilson, would you like to make a closing statement?
Yes, sir. I'm very sorry for the pain and the suffering I caused everybody due to my past experience in life. Now that I've been incarcerated, I've learned to evaluate my situation, to apply what I've learned. I've learned some things that I just can't. Anger is a secondary emotion. So in order for me to know about anger, I have to identify with that anger, and then I could apply what I've learned, which is the solution to the problem that I'm dealing with, and able me to help myself not to make a bad decision, but to make the right decision and to go on in life and live. I just need an opportunity, man, to just to be there. Because my daughter, she goes through a lot of pain right now because I'm not there. And I just want the opportunity just to be with her, help her along the way. I just ask for opportunity, man, to be back in society. I appreciate this opportunity here to this board that I didn't have opportunity. I just thank y'all for the opportunity. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate everything you said, Mr. Wilson, and I understand that you have a hard time expressing yourself, but we get that off. So I think we heard what you meant. I have some real concerns about you, sir. You don't have a solid transition plan. I don't see any support here for you. You're not able to give us confidence in what you learned in the sex offender treatment program on how you would deal with when you're faced with another similar situation. My vote today is going to be to deny you parole based on the lack of a transition plan, with encouragement, if Warden Day can help you, to repeat the sex offender treatment class and maybe take a Thinking for Change class and then reapply when eligible. In the meantime, be working on a real solid transition plan. You got some more work to do, sir. That's my vote.
Mr. Wilson, I feel the same way as Ms. Renata. I'm just not comfortable that you have the tools you need to get out. It bothers me that you can't tell me anything that you can apply from your sex offender treatment. And so I would like to see you complete that program as well as Thinking for Change. And also, I agree with Ms. Renatza. You know, you say you've got a friend that you can live with, but friends aren't the same as family. And friends can get tired of you and want to put you out, more so than a family member might. And I'm just not confident that you have things in place that are going to keep you out. You can get out today and be back tomorrow. And so I don't want to see that happen. Being out is hard after you've been in prison as long as you have. You've got to have a whole lot of people around you who are willing to help you when things get tough. And so today my vote is going to be to deny. But like Ms. Renatza says, keep working and reapply again when you're eligible, and you may get a different result.
Mr. Wilson, my vote is the same, but for different reasons. You have expressed opposition from the district attorney's office. You have law enforcement opposition. More important, your static 99 is a +2, and you have a moderate needs on your Tiger score. I think you're a risk to public safety. You've been convicted twice for sexual abuse, and you haven't received the education that you need to eliminate that as a possibility in the future. I'm going to deny your request for early release. You have received 3 votes to deny your request. Your request has been denied. You have a good day.